Hey, good morning, everybody. This is your host, Ed Froelich, and I'm with Ocean Deep Fishing. Hey, today we're going to do a segment on getting ready for a fishing trip. I've moved over to the West Coast, so I don't get to the East Coast too much. But I have a couple friends and my son-in-law that want to go try to chase some dolphin and some tuna. The purpose of this video is I'm going to show you how I prepare. I haven't gone over to the East Coast in over a year. So before we go on this trip over to the East Coast for dolphin, I want to make sure that all my lines are good. I'm going to probably take off the first 10 or 15 foot of line, and I'm going to retie my knots and make sure that all my swivels and stuff are good. So you always want to do this before a trip, because the last thing you want to do is have one day to get out there, fishing's good, and you're losing fish because the line breaks, the knots come loose or whatever. So I'm going to take my rods and reels, going to make sure the bails are working, all that sort of stuff, make sure they reel in good. I'm going to take off 10 foot of line at least, retie my swivels, make sure my swivels are not rusted, that they turn. I use barrel swivels because we do a lot of trolling and I don't want the baits to spin and then they end up spinning your line. So anyway, follow along. I'm going to show you this process that I do. Going to tie a few knots. I'll show you the knot that I use to retie them. Alright guys, this is one of my reels. It's a Penn Spin Fisher. You can see I have braided line over here. I think this is like 40-pound braided line, and I have a swivel. I'm going to check, make sure our bails are good. I'm going to check our drags. I'm going to make sure that we can reel it good, and then I'm going to take 10 foot of this line off here. As you can see, that is our swivel. So you want to make sure, well, we're going to, like I said, we're going to take 10 foot of this off and we're going to retie that knot. But you want to make sure that this swivel turns really easy and good, which this one is fine. You can see that there's no rust. So this one is good. We can reuse this clip. I'll show you how to tie the knot onto there. Let me bring you back when we're tying these knots and stuff. Alright guys, so I've got my rod and reel here. I hope you can hear good. I have a fan running because it's in the morning. It's only like 7:30, but it's hot. So we're just gonna clip that off. Alright, so we got the wire or the braid clipped off there. You want to make sure that your swivel is turning freely, because that's going to be the important part to keep your line from twisting while you're trolling your lure. Alright, so the next thing, we are going to loosen the drag, and I'm going to pull about 10 foot of line approximately. I didn't measure it, just cutting it off. Okay guys, so I'm going to take the end of the swivel and the line, and I'm going to put it through the eye, just like that. I'm going to pull out about 10 inches on your tag line, and then I'm going to go through that loop one more time, the same direction that I went through. And that's what it looks like right now. Alright, then I'm going to pinch my fingers at the swivel, and you want to make a loop. So you want to make a loop just like this. And these two right here, you have the one line that goes to your rod, and this is your tag line that's looped. So, and this is going to be on the top. So you're going to make a loop. So now you're going to take your tag line and you're going to wrap around that double line, and you're going to do that 7 times. And then that's kind of what it looks like right now. And you're going to take your main line and your tag line, and you're going to pinch the swivel and you're going to pull it in opposite directions. and you're going to see that knot cinch up right there. Hopefully you can see this. Then you're going to take your main line and you're going to pull your main line and you're going to see that cinch down on your swivel, and that's what it should look like when you're all done. You can go ahead and you can cut your tag line off. Piece of tag line, just trim it off nice and close to the knot. You don't have to get it right at the knot, but you can clip it off so there's just a little burr, just to help make sure that it doesn't slide through. And that right there is how I'm going to tie all of them onto my swivels. You can see that ain't going nowhere. It ain't going to slip out. The nice thing about this knot is with the braid, the tighter you pull on this and the more tension that's on here, the tighter that knot's going to grip. So it's not going to slide out on you. So that's the one rod. I've got 4 or 5 that I'm going to just double check, make sure my drag's good, make sure I retie my line, take 10 foot off of your line, off your reel, so you have nice fresh line. And that's it on there. We're going to show you a couple other things that we're going to do before we head out, so stay tuned. Alright guys, on to the next one that I'm going to rig up for our fishing trip. I made these here. Now these are for if we come across a big school of schoolie dolphin and they're finicky on cut bait. I've made these up here, and I'll show you. We're going to put these on our light tackle. Now I have a rod. It's about a 2,000, maybe 1,500 spinning rod. I've got 30-pound test braid on there, and I've got the braid tied with an Alberto knot to its 30-pound leader, and then we're going to take this 30-pound leader and I'm going to tie it onto this swivel that I have right here, and we're going to just use a cinch knot to tie that to there. And this is going to be sort of like a pitch rod in case we come across schoolies and they just happen to be finicky, they don't want to bite anything. We'll have these available to toss out. I'm going to tie this on with a clinch knot. You just put it through the eye. You're going to, I wrap mine like 6 or 7 times. And you're going to come through the loop that you made from the back side. And then you're going to take that tag line and you're going to come through the loop you just made, and you're going to cinch it down so it looks just like that. Wet it a little bit, and then you're going to pull the swivel and your main line, and you're just going to cinch it down, and then you want to cut your tag line off as close as you can so you don't have any burrs. There you go. And that clinch knot will hold. Okay guys, so for dolphin, this is one of my lures that I like trolling. It's a chugger. It'll go on the surface of the water and then it'll pop under and then pop back up, and it makes a little bubble trail. So there's a couple places you can put this. You can try to do it on your downrigger, so it's a little deeper in the water, or you can put it way out on one of your outriggers, and that's probably what we're going to do. Is I'm going to put it out on an outrigger. And I got a new lure. I'm going to try this out. Another channel that I watch, South Florida Saltwater Fishing, he uses a lot of these feathers. This is a 6-ounce lead head feather, and I'm going to try that, and I might try that just behind the prop wash. In the past videos have seen we caught some dolphin right in the end of the prop wash, and that'll be a center line. So hopefully if everything's good, there's not a lot of weeds out. I haven't been out there in a long time, so I don't know what we're going to come into, But if there's not a lot of weeds out, so we don't have to keep checking the lines every 5 minutes, I'm going to try to run 5 lines. 2 outriggers, 2 flat lines, one of them being on a planer, and then I'm going to run a center line just behind the backwash. And I'm not sure what we're going to use. I'll explain the spread once we get out on the water. But anyway, that's a couple more things that new things. These 2 things right here are new that I'm going to have in my spread this time and see what we have. And so we're going to try several different things: bait, artificial, deep dropping with our planer rig, and then top water and maybe mid water. See what happens. You got to try all kinds of things, you know, and then whatever starts working, that's what you adjust to. So because some of those bigger mahi, you won't see them on the surface. A lot of times you'll see the schoolies, but the big ones tend to run deep unless they're up at the top feeding, and then they go back down. So a live bait, sending it down if you come across a big huge patch of weeds, that's another good thing to do. All right guys, this is going to end this video. Look forward to the next video coming out after this one, which is going to be our trip out to Cape Canaveral looking for the mahi and tuna and kingfish, and we're going to be using all the stuff I just showed you in this video. So look out for that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I definitely appreciate all of your views. Please give me a big thumbs up. I do appreciate that, and it helps our analytics on our channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, this would be a great time to subscribe. I have over 100 videos on my channel that you can check out, from DIY fishing and just making lures and rigs and stuff like that. So check out my playlists. And until we see you on the next one, be safe out there. God bless, tight lines, and we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate you watching.